Thank you for joining us on our pilot show this week. It's going to be super fun. We got music, we got wisdom, everything to make it fun and enlightening. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Sarah Jean. I am happy to be here opening up the show for Chris and Jai. It's such a special honor for me. And I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about breath work and a little bit how we can bring ourselves into a moment of spirituality, into a moment of right now. And we're in the Aries season, everybody. We're in second decan. This Aries governs the head. And when we're in the second decan, we can kind of see that as right here in the middle of the head. So we're talking about our jaws. We're talking about the stress and the tension that we might hold here. And I have a breath work just for you. This is called the cooling breath. I'm not going to mix up the technical name for it, but what we want to do is we want to create a straw-like formation of our tongue. And by doing that, we create just a small passage which will cool the air as we come into us. And this will help us focus the cooling breath into the body. So I encourage everybody just to sit yourself down, make sure your legs are always uncrossed when you're doing breath work. And go ahead and form that formation of your tongue and start breathing in. I'm going to do a couple breaths and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why this is good for us. Ooh, that makes a funny sound. Keeping your breath slow and even as long as you can last. This will help when you concentrate your breath into the jaw area. You can feel your breath, what in Ayurveda is called prana, enter into your system and bring the life force that it represents. Today's Easter, and so we think about resurrection right now. Well, our breath is a natural form of resurrection of our body every single day. It's not just something that happens once, it happens every morning. So when you wake up, you remember to take that breathing practice in, you bringing in the cool aspect in this spring hemisphere right now. We're warming up, we're heating up. We need to bring the cool in. So as you're in the show today, if you feel yourself heating up or as you go throughout the day, remember this quick little practice. You can do it 3, 6, or 9 times. And it'll bring cool, loving energy to your body. So without further ado, let's bring those hosts on. We have Christopher Witecki and Jai Gobind. They're amazing, wonderful practitioners, both with their unique gifts, and I am very happy to call both of them my friends. I am excited to see them up here with us. Without further ado, Morgan, can you bring on our hosts?
Howdy.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Thank you so much for creating the show for us. We are so excited to be here and to be a part of it.
Thank you, Sarah. It's great to have you on board too. Thank you. Hi, Jai.
Hello, how are you doing?
It's been a tough week. I think this is, as far as Easter is concerned and resurrection, I do feel like I rose from the dead this morning. I have things in my eyes, like I literally didn't trip all light. But it's been a real, truly transformative year. And so this particular spring equinox is for me legit. How about yourself?
Actually, same. You're right. I was just thinking about how the last couple of weeks, and really since the sun entered Aries, there's been, it feels like in my personal life, like a revolution of some sort. I've gone through some intense, like I've had a lot of like emotional highs and emotional lows, but it feels like deep inner work is happening, and I'm like letting go and releasing of so much right now. And yeah, you're right. This just feel like, okay, am I fully cleared or what? Is this going to keep going?
I know that's the thing. It's like how many, geez, it was definitely centuries of this stuff built up. I don't think we've ever, if you look at literature and past, any history, they never talk about clearing or past lives or anything. This is the only generation we've ever spoken like that. So I don't think it's ever been our consciousness to clean this stuff. And what
Wow,
does
I
it look
think you're
like?
right.
Never.
Yeah.
We've never done it. It's not our culture. There's no ritual.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe yoga in that direction of those arts, the Vedas may have some guidelines for this, but certainly not the West. What's it like clearing? You said clearing and releasing. Like, what is that like?
Oh
Just
man.
tell the folks, like, the actual experience of it, because I think people don't understand when it's happening.
Okay, so when I'm speaking of that, what I have experienced is a lot of crying.
Yeah,
Like, you know how
okay.
when you have a really good cry,
Mhm.
afterwards you feel like, oh, you feel better. I mean, you're deep in emotion, but you feel like you something like left. You felt like you let it out. And I think to me that's what it is. It's like I've been letting myself just feel the emotions that are coming up. Is it whether it's fear or anger or like sadness or grief, whatever it is. Like I have not been repressing my emotions at all because I know that when I do that, it makes it worse and it gets it just feels like something's not right within. It's like it's just a feeling I have within inside.
Yeah, okay, that's well said. I mean, I agree. I personally believe, that emotion and feelings are a message for you from your soul. They come as a message,
Mm,
and I believe they're
mm,
self-aware, our feelings. Our feelings are self-aware. They get hurt when they get ignored. And to some degree, this coming out of the subconscious and coming up from past life karma stuff, which I think is due to the higher bandwidth of Earth that we now have. But then when it comes up as the feeling I think I repressed back in that time. So I relived some feelings from past lives, where I don't think had a chance to feel it because maybe I died or something, or I didn't let myself.
mhm.
And when you feel it, it feels like it's happening today. You can't distinguish it as for this, past life or
Right.
not.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true. That sometimes you could be going and you're right. Like sometimes I do wonder like why do I feel this right now? Like there wasn't anything necessarily in my life particularly that would have caused this intense of an emotion to come through, but
Right.
something triggered it and now it's like the floodgates open.
Exactly. And it has to be recognized. I think what a feeling needs is your
Mm,
acknowledgement.
mm.
And so even like Dr. Emoto talking to water, "Oh, Wata, I love you." I talk to my feelings and say, "I'm so sorry. I was, an alcoholic that life. I didn't even pay attention. I'm so sorry." And I do say it, but we came out alive. Here we are. So, kind of give a rah-rah for the
Mhm.
team. And I have a specific procedure I go through, and I'll tell it another time of how to clear, just how to focus on water and emotion every day,
You know
kind of in a
that's
ritual, because I think we need that.
It's so crazy that you're talking about water because I actually, as the Aries season started, I did start a 40-day, I called it 40 days of grace. And what I do with the 40-day practice is a Kundalini yoga meditation. And part
Mm.
of this meditation that I had never done before was we actually were working with water. And so we put a cup of water in front of us while there's a breath work that you do. And then at the very end, you just pray to the water. And it's like however you want to pray. There's no like right or wrong way to pray. And then at the end, you drink the water. We've been actually doing that. That's so crazy that you're bringing that up. My mind's blown right now.
I used to do that. I came up with that on my own. I was thinking about what is holy water anyways, because you're, in
Right.
Catholic church, you're like sticking your finger in there, like everyone's fingers in there, grandma, grandpa's, the whole town. So you're like, ugh, that's not holy anymore. But anyways, you'd have this holy water. And so I would start chanting when I was doing Namyo Honegekyo for a long time. I would chant into the water like Dr. Emoto, and then I would drink it. And I swear to God, I said like purified. I felt purified. I felt lightened. So
I
I
have
do
been
know that.
feeling, yeah,
Yeah.
amazing from the practice too.
It's a good way to go. And really, actually, all water, according to my friend Gary Lyman, who runs Huma Garage, all
Hmm.
water is very damaged and upset because it goes through pipes and stuff, and it kind of makes it crazy. And he says you really should bless your water. Every glass of water you drink, you should bless.
Wow.
You could bless. It's an opportunity, and the water
Mhm.
will take on that blessing and remove it. So, yes, a lot of that. And water would also mean diarrhea and also crying and also people getting sick. I mean, a lot of people will get the flu or something where they have diarrhea, which sounds, graphic, but the truth is your body, I think, is getting rid of memories, getting rid of the actual memories themselves. I think that the memories also live in fat because I've noticed that when I lose weight, I relive the sadness I was when I was fat. You know what I mean? Like when I was gaining weight, you relive that. I relive those emotions again, and I'm there again. That's one reason I think
Mhm.
people have a hard time stopping diets. We don't talk about it in science at all, but I think once you start dieting, you start refilling those old feelings again, and you're like, I thought I was gonna feel good losing weight. I feel worse, and I think you're just processing the hormones. They get stuck in
Yeah,
there.
no, I agree with you. You're reminding me too of something that I actually teach in my moon goddess training when I talk about ancient Atlantis and the temples along the Nile. That
Yeah.
there's one specific temple. We just had that lesson this week about, it's called the Osirian Temple. I don't know if anybody has heard of it. Have you heard of it?
No,
So
I'm
it's
learning.
this temple that's got these like megalithic, huge size stones that it's inexplainable how they built it, how they like put it together.
Mm.
And what it does have is like channels of water and areas where like it was obviously had water in it, and they don't really know where the water came from, but it's been
Huh.
like thousands of years. So, but the reality is that when I studied that temple, what I learned is it was a birthing temple, but it was more than that. It was a temple where they would chant into the water. And so the
Wow.
initiates, the students, the those that were on the path would go and bathe themselves in the water. They would chant to the water. It was like the one of the most sacred things. And one thing I do know about the ancient Atlantean temples, not the Egyptian ones, because the Egyptian ones were actually built on top of ancient Atlantean sites and
Yes.
temples. But the
Yes.
ancient ones, which there's only two temples. One of them is the Osirian temple, and the other one is this temple around the Sphinx that has the same type of structure and stone. And there's stones like this also in Peru and other places in the world, which is kind of crazy to see. But they always had water because it was the water that held the information. They didn't need hieroglyphics. The old temples don't have things written on the wall. It was the water.
I'm of the opinion that hieroglyphics are just the emojis of the time. And these are just emojis all over the walls there. I'm not going to say anything.
Well, they're
I
just it's like writing a book, and they're telling us the story, and it's great because it does share a lot of ancient, mythology and the belief systems, and the stories are the best. Like those ancient stories is where all the other stories come from. All the later stories.
I think this is
But
something
you're
we're going to be
right.
doing.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Hmm.
going to be remembering these. I mean, I have many clients who have evidence of being in Atlantis. I feel that Atlantis is going to be really what this next chapter is about. We think you would assume you're going on to the new world, but actually, I think we go back to Atlantis and continue the Atlantis timeline, which, by the way, was the last time we were at 5D. So I feel like we go back to Atlantis, ironically, even though we're going forward in our ascension. And one thing about Atlantis that's interesting is that it came about just after the human experiments. From what I understand, there were several human experiments with genetics happening by the aliens and the angels. One was like China, one was like Peru, one was Australia. These were different experiments of which hormones or which genes work the best. And then, excuse me, and then along came Anunnaki or something. I don't know which it is. Don't quote me on this, but at some point it was decided to infuse the human race with DNA from all 12 major aliens in the in the solar system or in the Milky Way. And that's when we had Atlantis. So the Atlantean citizens were the first people and a community that was literally started for just this purpose to raise these superhumans, because they were hoping that the DNA inside of us, we'd work out the problems of the universe inside of us. And thanks, guys. It's taken us 2,000 years. That was tough. I don't think we worked it out yet. But anyways, fascinating stuff. Now, you guys, I don't know if this is true. I think we're going to have to listen to a lot of people who channel stuff. We're going to have to listen to our intuition and see what resonates, but we're going to put together these memories again.
I love this. It's true. It's like it's ancestral memory. It lives within our DNA. And
Yeah.
that's why it's like, I feel like what happened was that our DNA went, they say we only use a certain percentage of our DNA capacity, or even a certain percentage of the capacity that our brain has. Right?
There's junk DNA. Yeah.
Right. And I think that there was definitely something that broke the change, the communication, the connection. And since then, that's when we forgot. We've been slowly as a humanity, like we had to basically start over. And right now we're at a point where like even the technological advances that we're seeing, as amazing as they are, I don't think they even are dipping their toes on the possibility and the ancient technology that we had back then. I do feel that we're going like forward, but into like the ancient future.
Yes. So I feel like it's forward, but it's actually because Atlantis, there's one rule God has, and that's you got to finish your plate. So it's like if you start on a circle, you've got to complete the circle. And Atlantis got stopped. Therefore, it has to go back to where it left off. It's not like other
Right.
comic story where it ends and then you see the reverse of it. So we have to finish it. And I've known that since I was a kid. I mean, I have crazy stories. We'll probably talk about Atlantis a lot. But you're right. Atlantis had a different technology. They had alien-based really they had earth-based and alien-based crystal technology. They had metaphysical technology. They could store records in a crystal. They had electricity only during the day because it was solar powered, but they used water and other things, not like solar panels. So they had that pulled off, and it would light half the night. They had flying machines you could fly in, but only during the day when it's sunny. So you can only fly on a sunny day, basically. And it was basically when Pangea was around. The old idea of Pangea, where you have like this entire Earth is like all land in the bottom. Well, that's basically Atlantis. Atlantis was the middle Earth of that Pangea, with Africa on one side and South America on the other. From what I understand, it was like a half-hour to 45-minute boat ride to Africa. And there were several colonies of Atlantis. One was Peru, one was Egypt, one was Greece, Rome area, and I can't remember the other. Of course, there was Hawaii, and which would have been Lemuria, or Mu, as it was called, and there was China. So a lot of these places you just mentioned earlier that have these chambers. Yes, I mean, from what I hear in other sources, those are the colonies of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of ancient, like, when you find similar types of structures in different parts of the world that to us seem like they're so far away, right? Were they really that far away from each other? And they possibly could have been too, but because I believe that they had a global communication system. Like we have Wi-Fi, I feel like they had a
Yeah.
version of that, probably even more, more advanced than that. And I think it was that network of communication that went down for some reason. I've actually been to a pyramid in Egypt. I think it's north of the pyramids, but it's not a common one. It's called Abu Rawash. And the shape of that pyramid is like the shape of the pyramid that is in, I think it's the dollar bill, the
Oh,
one
really?
with the eye on it,
Oh,
No,
wow.
it's a specific shape. The angle is different
Oh, wow.
than the regular pyramids, and I don't know the exact details, but that pyramid looks like it was like it blew up, like something in the center blew up and it went like that. When you look
Hmm.
at what it looks like
Hmm.
something blew up from inside. And there
Hmm.
is a theory that that could have been the central command system
Hmm.
of that communication, and like it like either it
Hmm.
was an atomic something, like something went wrong and it just, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see that site and it does look odd the way it was destroyed. Like it looks like it was a bomb, and like a bomb.
Yeah.
You would normally think like, oh, real history, the history that we're taught tells us that these people were primitive. You know what
Not at
I
all.
mean? And so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, not at all.
Well, I think and you bring up a great, interesting point on Easter, much less because
Mm.
I feel, the history has been hidden. Why? Well, because we are natural beings. Atlantis was created by the angels and the aliens together as a team. Aliens landed all the time. They had, they were intergalactic. Atlantis had all the latest technology, had all the greatest things. So
Mhm.
a first species getting everything, right? And getting knowledge to everything. It wasn't like now where the knowledge was held. They had access to everything. Every Atlantean knew everything. So when they fell from grace, I mean, they fell, right? And somewhere along
Mhm.
the line, I'm not sure where I picked this up, but I think it was from Angel Talk, that the angels at that point said that was the point after Atlantis that they said, we're not going to intervene as much. Like, we're going to actually let them suffer a bit more, let them struggle a bit more, because they've been just maybe too hands-on with their kids, like codependence, this kind of
Mhm.
thing. And that was also the time when the Galactic Federation of Light or whatever said, we're not intervening. We have to wait. They have to get mature before we give them these technologies. We can't just hand these
Right.
things to our cousins.
Mhm.
And so they've been kind of hands off Earth the entire time, for the
Mhm.
most part. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
interesting
it's been
stuff.
like an experiment. I mean, Dolores Cannon talks about it,
Mhm.
the book, I can't remember the name of the book that I read it. It's Keepers of the Garden,
Yes. Hmm.
and she talks about how it was all some kind of an experiment. I've
Well,
heard
yeah.
a
I mean,
lot of stories about the true purpose of why we're here.
yep.
Some of them I really resonate with, like at that deep kind of memory, like ancestral memory level, and
Mhm.
some no, but yeah.
I do have one memory of getting off the ship onto Earth. I mean, it's very clear. It came in a dream. And it was just, and I told you about this, but it's like, oh my God, the women are so pretty here. Like, I was like, I'm coming back. I was right away glued in because they're Palladian women, kind of like Palladian DNA. But anyways, I was shocked about that. But little memories like that come back, and I have customers who kind of have husbands who are usually like, yeah, she's into that stuff. I'm not. Now I do read with them like, hey, Chris, I got to ask you, buddy. They've got all these questions about Atlantis. They're having dreams about it, which is amazing because I predicted it that would happen, but to see it actually happen is cool. It's
Mhm.
opening up. I think
Right.
a lot of
No,
same
people
players
are
in the last
remembering.
back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead.
people are remembering. I mean, the memory's coming back, like you said. It's so interesting that we just jumped into this conversation, and then the water
Yeah.
comes up, and also the whole connection with water and emotions, and then all the water signs and astrology, and like it's just so interesting. I'm like, wow, what's happening right now?
Well, I think we were both called to the show. Maybe we should talk about that real quick.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes, okay. You start.
Oh, okay. Well, I will just, share a little bit about why I'm excited about the show and what I
Well, I guess that was that. That was that. That was weird. We have no idea what that was, folks. Oh, here she's back. That
Oh,
was weird.
okay.
You were silenced by someone. It was Yeshua again.
Oh my God.
With you.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is, we had conversations about what we could do together. And one of the things that we both feel is so important right now in this time as the community of lightworkers, I guess you could say, is that a place to gather and a place to like
Yeah.
feel like that we can connect in a devotional way. I think that we don't really have that. And I have always loved like the whole aspect of like being inspired. Music inspires me. Um Talks about, like elevating the energy inspires me, and I more than anything in my life love to be in the space of joy. Like when I'm happy, like on a regular day, I will be just joyful, happy, like, humming, going about my day. And then every once in a while, you have those like, you drops, you go through these emotional like waves. And I want to bring, for me personally, I want to bring that to the world. I want that to be the way that people like know me, is like an inspiring, person that like brings up the energy during times right now that are just so challenging and everyone's freaking going through it. We need a place like that. And I think that, this is just one of the reasons, like this show will hold that space. And I am really excited about it.
I am too. I think it's when I was a kid, my mom and dad, we lived in Long Beach, California, and we went to this church of a psychic. I didn't know it was a psychic till much later. My mom told me there was a psychic. His name was Damien. It was like held in an old Denny's. So like we would like sit in booths and Damien would come out and he would like give his thing for the week. And I remember that age, I was going, I want to be like Damien. I remember that. And he would stop by and give me extra credit. Like he would like, he treated me differently, which was interesting. So I kind of grew up wanting to be Damien and talk to people and give advice on Sundays. And then I came out with the horoscopes and stuff. And for so long, I was like, should I put them out on Sundays? Because I felt kind of back and forth about it because it's kind of technical, it's kind of scientific. And on Sundays, I want to be much more like spiritual and deep. And you mentioned song. I think love, laughter, and song are the three ingredients to happiness. And I think that's what, community is. And all the times grandma dragged me to church and all the times I've been dragged to other people's churches, I've always been like, that's not how I would do it, but
Right.
ultimately something that lifts the spirit once a week where we connect as a community and we say hi and we can have, potluck and we can do bingo and all that stuff, and support each other because lightworkers are spread around the planet. I think it's because it's like one per family is what God did. Usually the joke in the family, right? So where do we go to recharge? And I think that's what I'm excited about this. It's time. And so, yeah, when I said I had things changing at Serious Joy and I called Jai up right away. I'm like, I'm available because I'm wanting to work with Jai forever just because we bounce off each other so
Aw.
well. And she it just bounces off well. It's nice to have someone a Gemini who just fill in the gaps, and talk as much as I can. So nice. Like, thank God. So it's like, and then we actually thought it was going to be a show for a while. And then we realized, oh, wow, this is Sunday service. That's what this is.
Yeah, I know. And then when we both realized that, we both had this like, oh my God, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then I was like, and I can play my music. And I've been wanting, like, I have been dying. It's so crazy. Like, I wrote songs like years ago and I've been playing them like on my YouTube channel. And believe it or not, I have not yet recorded them. I have not yet like put an album out. And people have been asking me for freaking years. And then this year specifically, what I've noticed this Aries season is one of the biggest themes. Like to me, Aries season is the moment where you get set up for your year. And it's like,
Yeah.
where does that Aries sun sit in your chart, pass through in your chart? That's a big theme for where your personal year starts. So for
Yeah.
me, it's actually 10th house and 11th house. So it's exciting personally for me because I feel like, okay, career, like what am I going to do this year? Like what are some things that I want to like work on? What are my goals, in my business? And one of them, a big theme that's been coming up, I've been invited since the sun entered Aries to be a guest at a musical like featuring musicians, singer songwriters
Love
for
it.
a global Lightworkers United community that my friend that I met in Egypt started. I have been, now you're inviting me here, and I was like, we should bring music into this, and I was like, I want to play music. Then I've been asked to literally create like a GoFundMe because there's people ready to donate to help me make the album a reality. And now
Wow.
I'm in the world of like it's gonna happen, and it feels more aligned now than ever. And so I'm like, as a good little projector, I've been waiting to feel the universe and really truly invite that out into the collective. And I think that this is why this is happening. It's part of why it's happening, and also tying this into the times that we're going through right now. And
Incredible.
2027, right? Like the big 2027 that so many people are talking about, how we are transitioning from, in human design, it's the cross of planning to the cross of the sleeping phoenix, which is a completely different energy. It's a complete individual energy where
Mm.
we're truly asked, I call it, to live aligned by design. That
Ooh.
means that in your own unique self, in your own unique design, and I mean your astrology, your human design, your
Yeah.
gene keys, you absolutely have to know all these things about yourself, your strategy, your authority, like everything, and own it. That's what it means. Own it. Like you have a path, a very unique path, and this is the time to freaking go all in, because
100%.
we're moving forward collectively. So that's why I'm excited about this.
You know what? Our show, everything. I just had the realization the last 2 weeks, honest realization, to just be me, just be myself. I
Yeah.
know that sounds ridiculous for who I am, but I was raised in a codependent, environment where
Mm.
I was trying to sway my parents into being happy. I've always been swaying people, helping them be happy because I was so unhappy being an empath with them unhappy. Like if they're unhappy, it brings down
Mm.
the room. Like so, my inner child wanted to fix that, and then I realized it's like, oh my god, I've stepped so far away from who I am to please everybody, not because my ego wants to please them for ego's sake, but because I wanted them to happy. Serious joy. It's always been this thing. Of course, all the while I'm not happy, but I came to the realization, oh my god, it's the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is how unique can you be? It's completely different than what we've seen. It's like, how unique can you be? How interesting can you be? And I feel like we are very interested. The thing about being interesting is that it's interesting to other people who are interesting. You know what I mean? Like when you like do things, they're just a cute, cool blend. It's fascinating. And I think personally, being back to this show, love, laughter, and song. Spirit told me a long time ago, that's what this people need. That's what heals people is love, laughter, and song. And so I've been
Mm.
trying to develop things. I understand music. I'll produce music. By the way, I did Unite the Music last year, because we add that on to Unite the Light, where we had musicians, in Tennessee that we showcased and put them in front of the people, calling them light workers. Officially saying musicians are light workers. They've the primary light workers of ancient times. The only thing that
Mm.
got through to you would be a good comedy or a good piece of music, and it would be something that people, musicians would memorize and go from town to town, in the very beginning, and people eventually learn. But song, there's something about song and the way it also plays itself is like it sews into our consciousness of belief structure. Step 3. Something about a song that just with the way it's shaped, it's the I guess the shape of the beats and the shape of the rhythm. It kind of becomes extremely memorable and also like a constant teaching tool. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, of course. And in my own personal experience of writing music, I have always written songs during times where something really meaningful was happening for me. And
Wow.
it came after like a deep emotional realization or an epiphany that I had, or just the chorus or the lyrics would just come to me, and I'd be like, oh my God, that would be wow, is that supposed to be a song? Like it's kind of like that. And then sometimes I'll literally pull out the guitar and be like, I'll start playing some chords and singing what it's in my head. So I feel like yeah, we're definitely channels. Musicians
Yeah.
are 100% channels. I've never written a song. This is why I feel like I don't fit in anywhere in the whole like music genre. I am my
Right.
own genre. Like
Genre.
I don't follow the rules. I
You're
don't
a
follow
genre.
the rules of like traditional songwriting. Like, oh,
Right.
the chorus has to go here and then you have to do a bridge and then I don't know anything about that. I just like it just comes through me and that's how it came through. So I just fully trust. I've had to learn to just trust that and be like, okay, I'm definitely different and that's fine. But I 100% believe that yes, like artists, musicians, we're tuning into like that Akashic creativity itself is like
The
it's
vibration.
part of that. Yeah.
From what I hear, when you ascend to heaven, to the company of heaven, you hear the most beautiful music you've ever heard in your life. Like I
Mm.
learned like the sounds apparently in heaven have like just richer, richer dimension. The colors are richer. There's things that we don't see in this life form that actually are available on the other side. And from my understanding, music is gigantic. And I've been told for a long time. I know that the angels have helped specific bands, do well. The angels wrote almost all the Beatles songs. I'm sorry, but those are all angelic. They're all angelic. They have a perfect spell on them. They just put you into like a magical twilight, like, and those four Beatles are in talented channels. Paul McCartney, maybe not creative, maybe channel. If they
Mhm.
open up to
Mhm.
that. But I know Soundophone. I don't know. I think it's Soundophone that puts a song in your head. But like I'll find myself singing a song, and I'm like, wait a second, what's this about? Because I'll catch it like, wait a second, I've been singing this song for like 2 hours now. What
Yeah.
are the lyrics in the song? I'll go look them up. Oh
Well,
my
I'm
god,
very auditory. Like part of my intuitive abilities is auditory. I'm very, very, very sensitive to sounds.
Mm,
Sometimes I feel like I mean, maybe I'm like undiagnosed autistic. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, there's just certain sensitivities. I'm just like, sound is one of them, and I
mm.
receive messages through sound. And I think
Yeah,
that's why I feel like these are messages coming. My songs are messages. For me personally, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for me personally, the song comes through. It's for who's listening.
if I play a song on the radio 40 times, it's a message. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
like those
Right.
songs, people are, and even though I do believe in Project Mockingbird and I'm hawking, taking over the music industry to try to make it evil, still the angel lyrics came through. Like still, you still had those beautiful lyrics that guided people out. Can you think of how many times you put on a song that like rescues you from a bad feeling?
Oh my
You
god.
deliberately put it on. It's
I
like
grew
I
up with music was my devotional, like in like that was my church. Music was my church.
yeah. Because you feel the vibration. It's like you feel the fifth dimension. You feel the happiness, especially when
Mhm.
it belts that one sound out or that one note, and you're just like, the singer, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
joygasmic, as I say, joygasmic. Um,
Joygasmic.
yeah, love, laughter, and song. So we have the
Mhm.
love, we have the laughter, and I guess we'll talk about the show a little bit. What we're planning to do, huh? Should we do that?
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to do this. This is basically it's kind of, we want to make this feel live. Okay. So it is live. We're going to broadcast live. We'll be broadcasting live a little early, actually. We'll go open with intermission. We'll go open with behind the scenes in our community. We'll talk about that in a minute, where you can start watching as early as 9:30, be doing breath work and those types of things. We'll start those things early before the show so that people can show up early if they want and do some of the rituals and also say hi and, connect to people. And that's where you saw Sarah. She'll be a big part of that, hosting that for us, the pre-show. Then we'll go on at 10 a.m. and go from 10 to 11 and try to be as much as we can on time. But in essence, this is about bringing us into spirit every week. And spirit told me about, I don't know, about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, where I was instructed to start doing the pep talks in sevens, like in sevens. And they taught me that 7 human days is 1 day in heaven. So 1 day in heaven is 7 humans, 7 human days, which is a week. That means there's only 52 spiritual days in the year. So our spirit only moves 52 steps in a year, whereas that's times 7 as far as the human steps are concerned. And I was told that I need to start teaching in numbers of 7. So now in the pep talks I will say at the end of the pep talk, hey, in 7 days we're going to be here. And so we sort of like geared towards it. And I'll tell you, Jai, it's been fascinating to see what step number always comes 7 after, because I never thought about that. I never thought 7
Right.
after
Yeah.
7. So it's very interesting. Like, how that's fascinating that we're focusing on this on a day. And I don't know, it's interesting. So I think my last, I'm talking too much here, but I feel like I needed to have something that just was a weekly spiritual, because my soul horoscopes is like all about the horoscopes, all about the, the signs. I never got to say anything like spiritual that I was thinking about. And they come to me all the time. Realizations come to me all the time. I have no platform for it. So thank you for working with me to do this, Chai.
You're
Thank you.
so welcome. I am honored.
I'm
Truly.
honored
It's
too.
yeah, this I was having a moment doing my meditation yesterday where I was saying a prayer, and one of the things that I just felt so deep in my heart was I just want to know, like when I get to the end, that I made a difference. And making a difference for me, I know that I'm making a difference when I feel it like deep in my bones. Like
Right.
it's just you just know. There is no other way to describe it. It's a mystical, like deep experience to know that you're really like touching someone's heart. And yeah, I literally just had that realization last night. I was like, I just want to know that I made a difference. And when I think back, right, to all the things that I've done so far, I was like, you're doing good, kid. You're doing good,
You are
Not
doing
too
great.
bad. Not too bad so far.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And I will
Yeah.
say, everyone needs to pat themselves on the back, by the way, and take
Yeah.
credit. You have to take credit
Yes.
for what you do,
Mhm.
because God won't give it to you. You have to take it for yourself. You are a little God. You take it for yourself. So good job on that one. I know exactly how you feel. I was talking to somebody else just a day ago about how much I love seeing someone's eyes like explode when they learn something big. Like you can literally see like something like explode in their eyes.
Mhm.
I got to kick it out of my son who's a Gemini. When I teach him stuff as a kid, and he'd be like, boom, like it just like threw him to like, oh my God, is that moment of elation from awareness is so thrilling to be a part of and watch even. I get my kicks out of it, just like I get my kicks out of seeing people laugh. There's just something about it so gratifying to me. And so
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I'm very proud, actually. I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself. This is 20 years now. It went by really quickly. And I kind of thought it wasn't making a difference. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it until I started meeting people, and they're like, no, I need you to hear, this changed my life. And at first like, I was trying to be humble,
Mhm.
but then I
Mhm.
realized I need to accept this into my heart, like take it in, like, because I was there. They wanted to give back, so
Mhm.
I understand. I've had those
Mhm.
teachers in my life that just have changed me. And
Yeah.
so I understand that gratitude. I understand it.
Yeah. I actually have a song that I sang as a couple weeks ago at this singer songwriters feature that I was invited to, and the lady that runs this, she was like, "Oh my God, that needs to be the feature song for our community." And I want to play. Can I play it?
No, please. Yeah,
I'd love to play it and
yeah.
just
Are
show
you
you
ready?
like a little bit of this, like what we're talking about here. I like how to inspire. So I'll tell you the story of the song. And I think this was probably um one of the first songs that I wrote that
Hmm.
actually fully became a real song.
Wow.
Meaning like I put it all together, right? Like from the beginning to the end to the chorus. And it's called Prayers to the Sun, which is really interesting because speaking of the sun, I talk a lot about the sun in my like Starseed membership, in my community, and I wrote that book, Seasons and Stargates, that goes through the entire astrological wheel season by season and shows you like when the sun is here, this is what it means, this is what you can expect, this is what you can do. So this song, even though it's kind of like it's like our lightworker anthem. I really feel that it is a
Wow.
song that is, combining, to me, the power that the sun has. Like it shines such a bright light, and so many of us feel like, we called the show "I Rise, I Shine" with Chris and Jai.
I
So,
know.
anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the song called "Prayers to the Sun." Healing in motion, we cause a quick emotion. With lyrics and rhyme, we span space and time. Before you were born, your brilliance wrote you a letter. Be good to people for no reason. Love and allow others to love you. You don't need to prove anything, you just need to be you. You have a body, a soul, a part of the whole. You are light made from the stars. Let your light shine in the world. This is the change we need. Look at people in the eyes. I know it's hard because we've been taught to be scared, but fear is a made-up game. It is a sickness of the mind. There's no need to be afraid if you can't see God in all. You can't see God at all. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. You are infinite possibilities, you are strong, you are changing the world, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time. Let your joy persevere, let your inner soul guide you. Your guiding system, your intuition, shine a little brighter. Lead the way, we'll find each other, we'll connect, let's love, let's live, let's share, yeah, it's the only way. Drop the fears, drop the lies, we are one. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Call on your spirit guides, call on your teachers, past, present, and future. Recognize we are the future. Live and let live, embrace the change. We are ushering in a new consciousness in this Aquarian age. Can you feel it? Change is here. The time has come for us to live again, to allow our humanness, to make space in our minds for solutions, not problems, to focus on love and to share with each other our gifts. And so we sing. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. We have a gift, discover yourself, your truth. Ang sangwa hey guru. Every cell of your being vibrates with the energy of the universe. Take a step forward, my friend, take my hand. You are not alone anymore. We are here and we will persevere. Give up the need to control Mother Earth, Father Sky, got a journey. In the end, we are all one, one people, one tribe, one spirit, one light. It's time for us to walk the earth together as one. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. And I'm in the hole when I hear na hey na yo way. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru, waheguru, waheguru. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru. Hang sang waheguru.
Wisdom, I'll clap your hair from the audience. Everyone, if you in the chat room, just put up your hands.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
excellent.
you.
I was blown away when I first heard you sing. I was like, and you know, it's funny. Your husband had talked about it. I mean, he's like your biggest salesperson. You know that, right? He's like an agent. He's a real agent. He comes up. He's like, you know, I realized like, oh, he's selling her, isn't he? Like, but no, he loves you so much. So he comes from a place of love. But he was talking about your music and how incredible it was. And he was like, you've got to listen to this, you know. And I was like, okay. And I kept putting it off because you sent me a thing, and you were nice about it, and you didn't even bug me about it. But then when the show came and you played something, like, oh my God, this has been on hold for me, like, you know, for a while. But it's amazing, Jair. It's amazing,
Thank you.
Jair. Yeah.
Thank you.
We need divine feminine back. You
Mm.
know, like in music, you know, I think sometimes a woman holds a vibe that men just don't hold. You know,
Mhm.
and you might get it from Katie Lang, but you're not going to get it from like, you know, some of these pop stars, right? You just don't feel it,
Mhm.
you know, and
Mhm.
Hollywood doesn't go there. Plus, I think the actual music itself is so moving. You know, I'm much more
Right.
moved by a song than a prayer or even a poem. You know, I'm much more moved
Mhm.
by the song. I love music. I'm the same way. I was a classic violist growing up. So I would play classical music and love classical music and you know, and knew understood music and all the clefs and things. And then when I got to college, I was like, I don't think this lifetime I'm going to do it. I'll probably produce it. So I love to produce.
Mhm.
So good job. Brilliant job. And you
Thank
write
you.
these. You write these.
Yep,
Yes.
that's an original song.
It's amazing. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Well, thank you for sharing. And we're going to do a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah.
We invite, you know, we're going to say we have a web page that we're going to put up for you. We'll give you the web address at the end. It's pretty much our show name, but we're actually going live with that right now because we bought the URL yesterday. But we're interested in lots of people coming up here with us. We want to share musicians. We want musicians to come and play their song.
Yes.
I mean, not
Yes.
even come here. It's like you go online, right? It's like, and we'd love to have practitioners come who have something to say, something unique that you're teaching in your field or something you're sharing in your discipline. So it's a
Mhm.
show and tell kind of thing. And we
Mhm.
want to have a medium every week, a little bit of a medium, a channel medium. And this week we're very happy to have Krista Marie Miller, who channels Mary Magdalene. And I guess maybe a good time to play the little snippet. We have a little snippet from it, and then we'll tell you why the whole thing's not on right now. So can we roll Mary and Krista?
Hi, Krista Marie Miller here, and I would love to be able to share this time with you, this sacred time, this time of resurrection. Happy Resurrection Day! And allow Magdalene to come through and to share a special message with all of us. Greetings, dear ones. Here we are today on a day that is very, very special to me, and as I know that as many special moments that are shared with family on this day, and I would like to call it a day of remembrance, a day of celebration, a day of being in awe, being in that cherished moment of staring Source God energy in the face. Imagine what that would be like, dear ones. For that is what has happened on this day for me. And on this special day, the heavens open up and we receive special unique light codes. Light codes that allow us to take in more information. This can be seen as shock, my dear ones. But I like to say, let's be in awe. You can find me, Krista Marie Miller, Crista.
Well, we'll put that back up later. Spell it out for you. What you know?
That was
What do you?
beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel Mary in her. I mean, when I told you backstage when
Mhm.
I met Krista and she says that she channeled, Mary Magdalene, I was
Mhm.
like, bullshit. I mean, I didn't really call her bullshit, but I was like, no way, no way. You know, I just couldn't fathom it. But I asked for an interview with her, private one. So can I talk to her? You know, and I was nervous. I was so nervous because I don't know if I was nervous to talk to Mary Magdalene, or I was nervous that I was afraid that it would be fake and I'd have to sit there and pretend or something. Like I was really because I love Krista. She's so beautiful. But I have encountered now and then these people that do think they channel stuff and they're dope, right? And whatever, they're in their
Mhm.
imagination. At least I felt that way. Who am I to judge? But nonetheless, she had to do it right. She had to fast that whole morning. She didn't eat breakfast or lunch because it's something about the channel is clear. And Mary came out and had a conversation with me, and it blew my mind. And I'll just say the one thing I'll share because she said a
Wow.
lot of private stuff. She told me a lot about my soul, which blew me away. But basically, she was basically saying, "This is not your first planet, Christopher. We've known you for a long time." You know, it's like, oh shit, I've got a resume, and explained a lot of things to me. But it's fascinating. I mean, this is the time we're in, Jai.
Yeah.
These people that I've worked with in the last year, Unite the Light, we had, Archangel Metatron, we had Mary Magdalene, and we had the Palladians all having a debate on what this is going to be, this period's going to be.
Mhm.
And it was really funny because I wondered, has anyone else on earth done that? Have they done that anywhere else? And they were, they weren't talking amongst each other, and someone called them on it. Like, you haven't said anything to each other. And they said, "Oh, darling, we've been having conversations behind your back the whole time." This is what this lady had said. Like, apparently in their dimension, they're chitter chatting, like having coffee while they're watching what we do. But we're at a time now where, and I'll say this with Krista, she's amazing. What's the word? She can talk to the dead. Can't think of the word all of a sudden. Channel to the other side. You can
Medium?
literally,
Yeah.
medium. Thank you. You can
Mhm.
literally dial. It's like dialing up a friend in heaven and having a conversation with them. You literally feel that way. And I think it's
Mhm.
because all the mediums on earth are becoming sharper and better. And the
Yeah.
veil between the two worlds is thinning.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I personally feel like I communicate. To me, communication like that finds its way through connecting with the earth. Like I think
Mm.
right now also there's a very powerful thing happening with
Yeah.
people and tuning into the earth, and just for grounding. For sometimes I'll literally talk to her, right? Like, you're just having a conversation, put my hands on the earth, and I'm so lucky because I live out here in the desert, in Arizona desert, and I basically have no neighbors. We're off grid, and I feel like, oh my God, people don't know what they're missing when they connect with the earth.
Yes.
We're so much in our heads, and I think part of this transition of going into 2027 and the Aquarian age is also about coming back to, hey, this is a planet that's alive. You know, that's got its, there's something about it. We're on it, like the magic, the miracle of being here. It's a
Yeah.
miracle.
Oh, it is a miracle. And it's a privilege. From what I've heard from the company of heaven, because I talk to
Yes.
angels on my own right. I work with angels. Angels are what gave me the step system. And I get a lot of conversation. It's a privilege to be here. There's a weight to get on Earth. If you're here
Mhm.
on Earth, you're still in the building stage. The Earth is not done yet. It's not open for business. We haven't cut the ribbon and opened up to the galaxy. Everyone here on Earth is a special soul that did extraordinary on their home planet. They were able to ascend here and bring their talents to fill this place with as a library of consciousness and God. This is the only planet in the entire system, and Palladians will tell you this. The only planet that has emotion this high and this connected. The only planet you can actually create with Creator. If you go to Sirius, you're not co-creating. The co-creation is an Earth thing. It's an Earth feature. So a lot of people are like, I just can't wait to get out of here. It's like, you know how long you wait to get here? Seriously.
I
I
know.
think we've been misled. I mean, speaking to today in Easter, it's like, it's not at all what we were told. Mary Magdalene told a story. I think it was in our seminar at Unite the Light. We'll be releasing this video soon. And she said that Yeshua's mission was very simple. His mission was to come to earth and tell them that there's a heaven, because the way heaven works is it immediately creates whatever you believe. So if you you wake up and you believe that you're in hell, you're in hell. And as long as you perpetuate that, you are stuck there. And so they were having a problem with all the Jews, according to Mary, because they were believing they're going to hell and they were getting lost and couldn't make it back home to heaven. And so they sent Joshua down for a simple term, convince them that there's a heaven. That was it. That was it.
Mhm.
The healing
Mhm.
was all attributed to him. I mean, a lot of what he did with it, was him, his magnificence. And he's a very special soul in the universe. But I also think, knowing heaven, they knew he'd do that. But they didn't have to tell him to be him. He would be him. But it's not as holy as we think. I think it's much more functional. I think heaven is a company. It functions. And I've said it 1,000 times. I think right now we're asleep in heaven. And this is a dream and a game that we're living right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a really
But
cool thought. Yeah.
it certainly makes you worry less.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just a game. Well, we get
Mhm.
away with everything. No one gets punished. That's a myth. And why do we punish ourselves if we punish ourselves, I think, because we've had abusers, we've been slaves to aliens, we've been slaves to each other. And so
Mhm.
we've learned punishment, but it's not our nature.
Mhm.
It's not our nature, it's not who we are, I don't feel.
Right.
Uh,
No, I mean, this earthly realm is very dynamic, and in this world specifically, I mean, the whole universe, but you know how they talk about, the laws of the universe, the law of cause and effect. and the law of polarity, the law of generation. There's always these polar opposites that are co-creating with each other. Like, you're not going to have light unless you have dark. You're not going to have dark unless there's light, and there's like a dance. And I think that what we're learning is to dance with the polar opposites of all the things that we experience, and find our harmony in some way, like step into a higher harmonic frequency that elevates the whole thing to like I don't want to say another level, but you know what I mean? Like, it elevates it to like another
Another
uh
level is fair. Another level is
another
fair.
frequency. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Octave.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do music?
Exactly.
Just,
Exactly. Yeah.
on the
Exactly.
high notes better than the low notes.
Yeah.
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 I feel so. I feel we are moving higher. I feel if you don't, you're going to get sick. So if you're feeling bad, it's because you're unwilling to move. Mother Earth is doing
Mm.
what the Pleiadians told me is the whole galaxy is actually growing at the same time. It's not just Earth. The
Right.
entire
Yes.
Pleiadians, every species in the universe is growing at this moment. This is a moment of growth for us all because we're all one. It's uncomfortable for all of us, But the one thing is, it's going to happen, and you're being brought with it. Gaia, we're in her energy. I think when we come down to Earth or with this illusion, I think she lends part of her soul and our soul. They come together to create this illusion of reality. She's the other half that makes things solid. She's all the objects. It's all her energy. It's all her soul. She's donating a ton of stuff, a consciousness to us to help us do this, like amazing, right? But I do feel like when she decides to go, we're all going. That's why I've never really been completely convinced about climate change as far as the way science is saying, because I've always thought that it'll be whatever my Mother Gaia wants. I don't believe Mother Gaia will be ruined by humans ever.
Yeah, right. We're like ants.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. She's lucky she didn't shake the earth off and throw us in the, I'm like, she's not going to get hot if she's going to get hot. Okay. Like she's a living being. All right. Yeah. It's not,
You know what I've also, this is interesting because I've also heard that the humanity on the planet is the consciousness of the planet. It's like almost like a mirror as well of her progress, of where she's at. And there's these stages, there's these cycles where it's expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence. And we're within one of these cycles where where it's time for us to integrate. It's time for us to start to, the way that I would describe it is like, there's an analogy of like a little kid in a room, and he's like, playing with all his toys. And the mom comes in and goes, okay, now you have to clean up your toys. You've made quite a mess of it. So like, we've made quite a mess of everything, right? Yeah. And now it's time for us to clean up the mess. And because if you think of the earth being a place where we are learning and we get to create and we get to manifest, like some of the things are going to be kind of dark, and some of the things are going to be like super high vibe. And we're becoming a more like aware. Like, I feel like there's an awareness that is coming online now. And so now we are able to do we're transitioning because we're like, oh, I get it. I've been actually creating all of this. And that translates to our own personal life. You've been creating all of it,
Girl, I'm with you. I mean, it's exactly where I've been the last few weeks. I realized that, the present is the present. So I had the thought all of a sudden, like, well, then when did we send it? I started guessing, like, there must be an astrological time and marker of when we sent it. I believe I found it, by the way. I'm not going to say right now. I believe I found it. In fact, we're going to do a workshop. That's one of the things we're going to do in these classes. So this, y'all, is not just going to be us coming on and Jai singing great songs so we all fangirl her. It's also going to be, seriously, it's also going to be workshops at the end. We want to do my new show for Step Astrology Now will go live after this show, after this every Sunday. So I'll put in my Sunday bits. I'm happy that it comes after the spiritual, because I felt like sometimes astrology usurps this message because it's just so about Earth. So that'll go live. But then here, locally in the organization, we're going to do workshops. I just did 16 weeks of a workshop called Mastering Self-Love. And boy, this was an amazing workshop because every week we worked on mastering our self-love based on one of the step numbers, one of the states, bringing in people's charts, seeing what their charts are, then putting them in rooms where there were similar people with the same chart information And the learning was just through the roof. Like people were sharing and understanding each other on levels. It took care. It literally taught itself at that point. So that will be one that we do. I have one that I want to do. I haven't even told anyone. It's called emotional improv, Jai. I want to do emotional improv, where
Wow.
you basically have this improv class where we take information from your chart and where you're emotionally inept, and then you go do a scene with another emotionally inept person that's been chosen in a scene. And so there's like a little scene you act out, because I think that acting is the best way to understand emotion. There's the only thing that teaches emotion is acting. Nothing else in the world does. Where do we learn how to feel and how not to feel? Only in acting school. I've never seen anywhere else. So these are the kind of fun things we want to do, these spiritual classes. And it's great because it's community. One thing I've noticed with Serious Joy, people love the community more than anything, because how long have you
Yes.
been the only one at work that was a goofball? How long have you been the only one that laughed at that joke? How long have you been, the one who understood when no one understood? And see, it's time for us to have our community, really, and
Yes.
to come together as the light workers, and we have to hold together too, because I think that the people going out are not going to go out easy. The people who've been cheating, that is, the people that business have been cheating. Everyone's been cheating. Everyone, not everyone good, but just everyone is, as far as the institutions are concerned. And so when that happens, we can't. They're not going to do this and gaslight us this time. No. We have to stand with our hands held and be like, no, guys, you have to be the one to say something. We have to unite outside of government. We have to unite outside of structures that have been given to us. We have to create our own. And so
that's where that's where we're going.
Yep.
That is the new age. It's community. It's Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
It's all about community, shared spaces, sharing our gifts with the world, networking, connecting with each other. And I think this is where, just a little side note, in human design, all the line 4s, if you have any line 4s in your design, those lines are going to activate, because those are the lines of community and tapping into the heart center. And I think that those people are going to start to really shine now in this space, because that's what's needed. It's like we're thirsty for it.
Does anyone know an Aquarius in their life? I know Aquariuses. They have suddenly gotten warm, happy, funny. Like, what the fuck? They used to be kind of cold, like, kind of resting bitch face a lot of times. Like, and I know why. It's because
You're right about that. No, I'm just
they
kidding.
were cranky bears. Like, they were cool, but they were cranky. You like walk on eggshells around them, right? It's true, and it's because I think they were damaged in the Dark Ages. I think they had the wise guy. They tried telling the church what was right. They get killed. I think they've been like the wizard rejects. But now they're lighting up like crazy. Like, get your Aquarius, wife or husband, folks, while they're still here. They're gonna be gone in 20 minutes. They're gonna be, because they've all been bachelors. I always say, who's the old guy in the bar that had never got married? Aquarius. Like, they're fine. They're fine. They'll never have to marry. But I think now we're gonna see them starting to marry, not in the church sense, but unite.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Come together.
I'd love to play another song just to kind of close off and kind of wrap up the energy. And this one kind of speaks for itself. And we all thought it was going to be very appropriate to sing this song for this show.
Debut.
So I'd like to say that if anybody out there feels like they're going through like a really hard time right now, I hope that this song inspires you to drop into your heart and to just find that light that lives within again. I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. Saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but you never show that to me, do you? But remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you'll hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
That's brilliant. It's beautiful. Oh, that's so
Oh
good.
man, I felt that one. Thank you. Thank you for
I
letting
felt
me
that too.
play.
Oh, letting
Lights
you.
me
Oh my
up.
gosh. You're chained. You got to. You're chained to the desk. No, she's great. I've always wanted to have a rock and roll gospel band. I told you that. Like, have church like rock and roll gospel because I just feel like, there's a lot of spiritual energy in modern music. Maybe not the most modern, but certainly the 70s when Neptune, was in Libra. That was a crazy time. But beautiful. I can't wait to hear more. And you have a huge future ahead of you. I mean, you have so many talents. What are you going to be when you grow up? It's like 20,000 things. Like,
Right?
yeah. It's beautiful. You're talented. You're great talent. It's great. It's nice to hear the divine feminine as well. So it'd be cool if we have other female guests come up and sing with you, or, I love to see background, people singing in the background and doing, I don't know, it'd be cool. The music is cool. I remember in
Thank
church
you
too.
guys, yeah.
I wish it wasn't hymns, but like, even in Catholic church, it was so boring. Catholic church growing up. But when a hymn would come on, people would cheer up. Like the music, you stand up, you singing, even grandpa singing, like out of tune. It's crazy.
It's true.
Yeah. You're pulled with it. You're pulled into it. The vortex, yeah.
And we hope you guys enjoyed, and we hope you guys are
For
ready
sure.
for like so much more. Like this is a vision that I feel is gonna just continue to grow and expand, and like we're just we can't wait to see this like go.
To see our people come together.
Yeah.
I've been on the journey of building community from the very beginning. I just want to bring all my friends because I want all my friends in the same room. That's why. It's a very selfish motive. But in this particular time, y'all, one of the reasons why we're coming together is because we know from all of our sources that the next 18 months or so is going to be crazy. It's going to be hell. I think I just went through it. I'm not sure what they call the frequency war, but I'll just say it was everything that ever happened to me negatively or frequently throughout life, those problems that frequent, those frequent problems all hit at the exact same time, all of them. And it was like a He-Man, like busting out, like, no, and the good thing is I was calm. I didn't flip a lid. I was strong. I really didn't take it too seriously. And that made people mad, but I was like, I don't care. I'm tired of being, haunted by these boogeymen. And I have to say, so far, it's pulling through. It's almost the final, I think it's the final goodbye to the old dark ages. It's almost like the dark of the dark ages want to convince us that we were wrong and that it is going to all turn out bad. But I'll tell you, Jai, tell me I've realized it's only a happy ending. There's only
100%. 100%. When I feel when I finally get to that place where like I feel uplifted and like alive and things just feel like everything's gonna be okay. That's the message that I hear loud and clear. Everything's gonna be okay. It's all perfect just the way it is. It's fine. You can relax now. Like just take a seat. Like, give yourself some time to like just tune in. And when you do that, it changes everything. It really does.
For one, it's authentic. Like in the past, it'd be like calm blue ocean. You try to like calm down. Couldn't do it. This time it was, I am calm. I am at peace. I am the universe. And there's been moments where like, I'm God. Why am I worried about this? I'm a fraction of God too. The realization of like, I don't have anything to be concerned with. It's, I know someone who channels Saint Germain And I asked them, asked Jermaine, what was the last thing that Jermaine realized before he ascended? And Jermaine answered, it's all joy. It's only joy. There's nothing else but joy. All the pain, all the suffering, everything. This is all an illusion that's created just to learn. It doesn't exist anywhere outside of this world. It is not even true. So realizing that, I think that's true. I'm not a crazy optimist. It's the way it is. Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you. Yes, for sure. It feels like there's just something awakening right now, and I think that that's what our intention is with this broadcast, is to bring to life that ancient knowledge, that ancient like wisdom, that ancient that joy back. I really do feel, and we want you guys to be a part of it, you know?
We want to celebrate being human. I feel being human is an amazing experience. It's unlike anything else in the world, and we have the capacity to be happy now. So let's do it. I feel like we're going to help hold the light too. I think our community in particular, we already do hold the light. I know where I walk, I'm constantly reassuring 7-Eleven guys, people everywhere. Or I talk to workers everywhere. You believe it or not, they all know me. They don't Sensei Christopher, they know me as Chris. But like I'm getting reports in all of them. They're all having a hard time. My job has always been, to lighten that path. I think each one of you is watching. You have your own path. You have your own constituents that you help and encourage and inspire every day. And kudos to you. It's to your wisdom and to the hard work you've done. So we're proud of you. I want you to know we support you.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think we've gone over, and I don't want to talk too much. Well, I guess so the week ahead, we just want to give a little advice for the week ahead. Jai, you go first. About what?
Okay. So one of the yes. Okay. So one of the major things that is happening this week is that Mars is going to be entering into the sign of Aries. And when I tune into that energy, I start to think of, okay, it's going to be, it already feels very alive to me. Aries season already feels very intense. We had that Saturn Neptune conjunction at 0, the sun entering Aries activated that point also, and now it's like more Aries and then more Aries and more Aries. So I think it's like, whoa, there's a little bit of a buildup, although the moon this week is actually waning. Well, obviously we just had a full moon last week, so this week the moon is waning, making its way back, settling the energy down. But I think that there's going to be I'm feeling like it's some kind of like a fire or a spark or something that's going to come alive in us with Mars entering Aries, and I'm looking forward to it. And I can't wait to hear, from you guys, like how this unfolds for you. I think there's going to be a lot of us taking it being inspired to take action. I know I am personally in my life with like my recording my album and all these things. And so yeah, that's what I'm excited about for this week in general. Oh, I think we lost Chris. But anyways, let's see, what else could I share about what's coming up? The next new moon, I think this week is also like a transitional week between when we have that new moon in Aries next week, which I believe it's happening at 27 degrees of Aries, which is like, it feels a little bit wild. It feels a little bit wild, to be completely honest with you. And I'm curious to know what you guys think about and how you guys are experiencing this energy right now. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what I would say. I think if you are feeling like the energy is not moving forward, one recommendation that I would give you is to set some goals for yourself. Like, get ready for the new moon that's coming. I think it's going to be one of the craziest kind of like launches out into the universe. And if you can give yourself some time to like sit down and write down, maybe you choose like 3 things that you feel you're ready to like create, you're ready to manifest, you're ready to like jump out there into reality, making a reality. And yeah, so I am excited for this experience, and I'm also excited to share all my music. And yeah, Chris is having a little bit of issues with the mic and stuff. So, but anyways, I'm gonna check out the chat and see what you guys are saying over here in the chat. Aries energy is shifting. They are used to action, yet if no action is needed, Aries is redefining how we act without the ion. Ooh, what do you mean by that? Interesting. Salty Mama says, so grateful for the two of you. You're welcome. And thank you guys for being here. I love that you guys are enjoying this experience. And if there's one thing that you guys are excited about, what is that? I want you guys to put it in the chat. What's one thing that you're really excited about right now? One transformation that you've experienced this week that is significant for you. Kara Dog says, I love this song. I love this song as well. Christina says, this is one of my all-time favorite songs. Do we have you back, Chris? Heart chakra is growing. I love it. Thank you, Chris, for keeping us together on Sundays. I think you're back. You're coming back. You're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Yes. Thank you guys for being here. I love that.
Thank you for being here. Can you hear me okay? My internet went berserk, so.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I have to remember to plug in hardwired. I forgot to do that today. So just a weird day.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can hear you. So welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's
What's
great to be
one
back.
thing that you're excited about? What's one thing that you're excited about?
The new world is here.
Mm.
Are you kidding? I've waited my entire life for this. My entire life I've waited for this moment. I kept thinking to be at age 33, 35, 37, 40, 42. I'm like, God damn it. And then I started doing the astrology and realized, oh, I see when it is. It's, this age of Aquarius. I knew when I was a kid. I was 5 years old. I tell my mom, this is a special lifetime, I say that. My mom's like, yeah, I would just tell her that. I'm like, I have things. I'm married. I'm going to have 10 kids. I tell my mom. Oh. Now it's like, now I realized that what I was feeling was the audience. I had so many kids as a kid. I could feel it. And I've been waiting and waiting forever. And I have to tell you, this last wait was this last like 2 years was the hardest wait I've ever had. Like, we're just like, please just get here. Because I had the vision at 18. Like, I knew at 18 what I was here to do, which is rare. I think it's because Jupiter's in my 7th. If people want to know, I believe I know who I am. I know what I'm supposed to do, my character. But it's here. I'm excited. And AI is here. It's so many cool. We're going to see so many cool inventions. We're going to see so many cool ascensions. We're going to see more people ascend than we've ever seen in a lifetime. We're going to see more people in love with their true partners than we ever have in a lifetime. It is nothing but just juicy good going forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Yes, I'm coming in like staggered.
I agree with you. That's so okay. Anyways. I agree with you completely. So before we close out, should we share a little bit of what we're excited about that's coming up for us?
Yes, absolutely. You start first. See if my signal will catch up.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what I do want to share, and I am like over the moon about this, is I'm actually hosting a women's retreat. I'm calling it Moon Goddess Retreat because that's I do Moon Goddess training, but a women's retreat in Sedona that is happening on May 27th through the 31st of so in a couple of months. And what I'm most excited about is what I was talking about with connecting to the earth and tuning into the frequency of the planet. This is what we're going to do in this retreat. We're going to go and find these, sacred sites. We're going to guide you to these places. We're going to hike. We're going to be in nature. We're going to be doing meditations. We're going to be doing breath work. We're also going to actually make a hand drum. And there's a very special surprise about the hand drum specifically. And we're going to take it to also a very secret special location to activate the drum. So you literally get to go home with your own hand drum. And the experience itself has always been so freaking powerful. So I'm excited to share that. And I don't do these retreats very often, but it felt like all in the right timing. So if you're curious, just come check it out. You can check it out on my website, channelforgrace.com, or if you're Instagram, it's at Channel for Grace on Instagram. But anyways, very excited about that coming up. Thanks for letting me share.
Yay! And I got my internet back. Yay! Just in time.
Yay!
Yeah,
You've
it's so great.
resurrected.
I went direct. Yeah, I read that. Yes, I rise again. Healed. Yeah, healed, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited about my next stage because I have so many changes coming. I can't announce them all at once, but I am basically being reborn completely. I'm completely rebuilding everything. And the honest to God truth is, I'm making it what I wanted to be all along. I compromised myself all along the way and did not give myself what I wanted. And now I'm going to. So that's what I'm excited about. But probably the biggest thing is we have more people on the earth who have a final mission than not. What I mean by that is many people will be ascending this lifetime. And you can see it in the charts. And usually when you're ascending, you go off with a bang, which means you have a project of all projects. It's like, think of these, Yogananda, Gandhi, Joan of Arc. These are ascended masters. These are the ones who ascended. And in that lifetime, they manifest miracle after miracle and leave behind a legacy. I call that a diamond egg project. I think we all have a diamond egg at some point in our life that we want to manifest, something that will last forever, something that will glisten and be a residence of your soul. And I'm here to help people get that path moving. I'm here to help you with the big projects you've never thought of you could do on your own. And you can actually, you just need someone telling you can do it on your own. And so I'm a metaphysical kind of enchanter to help people, assisting with the metaphysics, the numbers, the astrology, the timing, everything to help manifest your Diamond Egg project. It's called our Diamond Egg Club, and it's for exclusive people who want to manifest their miracles. I'll have some information up here shortly. We'd like to invite you to come down and put your email address in our site. We'll talk about that in a minute. And if you get registered with the site, we'll send out information about this. But these come in 3, 6, or 9 sessions where I'm working with you every step of the way, literally every step of the way to manifest. And you have me in your back pocket. You can reach me even on weekends. So I'm excited because this is one of the things I've come to do is help other people help their dreams come true. And so that's what the Diamond Age Project is. So that's really exciting. More exciting stuff, but nothing to announce yet. I've got so much in the works. It's fun.
Yeah, this is the birthing. It's a rebirth, and things are coming alive. And this is the spring. So the seeds are sprouting. And I think we've been like unconsciously, subconsciously working on all of these things for a long time. And now it's the time where it's like coming alive. So I'm excited for that.
I am too. Spirit just asked me to share something, and that is, you might have thought that it was all a joke. There was a point in my life where like, am I just full of shit? All these dreams I had as a kid, I was just wrong. Was I just an idiot? And no, the answer is no, you're not. Everything you dreamt is true. You are meant to do it. You are meant to have the woman or man of your dreams. You are meant to have you're meant to have everything you think your heart wants. It is who your heart is. You are what you love. So do not stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go 100% for what your dreams are right now. And if anything else, think about it this way. By you going for your rainbow dreams, you're actually helping the ascension. You're putting energy of high vibration on the planet. So you're doing the best thing you can do for us is to do for you. That's my last thing.
Satnam. Live your truth.
Praise. All right. So I guess we need a cute closing. But thank you. We'll be back next week. It's iriseshine.com. Okay, iriseshine.com. And it's I Rise I Shine with Chris and Jai. It just jives so well. And we'll be back.
Join the community. Should we talk a little bit about the community?
Totally. Yeah, because this will be a bit forever. Yeah.
So we want to invite you guys to join the community. We're going to be, hosting things like, meditations, breath work, things like that in this community space. And plus, doing this broadcast every Sunday, but also we're going to be hosting the workshops and we want you guys to be a part of it. We want to start to create this, this beautiful sacred space. So definitely excited about that as well. And we want to invite you to join us.
Yes. And the way it works is your communities don't pay for themselves. So it'll be a very small fee if you don't buy something. If you buy a workshop, well, you end up getting in the community for free for a certain amount of months, just so everyone knows. Very fair. Our job is to stay in business, not to, buy out Trump, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, be a part of it. Because, Facebook, all these places, during COVID, people were getting fired for posting stuff that they believed in ghosts, or they believed in. You can come to this community and you can say anything you want. We're not going to judge you. We don't care. It's cool. We've all seen it before. And if you're wanting to know where your like kind are, it's in this community. So please be a part of it. We can't wait to see you.
And and in the community space, the beautiful channeled message that you heard, the little bit of it by Krista, it's also going to be available in its fullness in the community space, and it really is a beautiful message.
It's so intimate. We just didn't think it's so intimate for Mary Magdalene. You can
Yes.
feel her sadness and her joy, both of Yeshua. And we were like, this is too close. We need to it's just heard in private, like not on, So Krista, we're so grateful that you channeled that for us. And
Yeah, thank you for that.
if anyone channels ghosts, whatever, aliens, we want to have a channel every week of
Right.
something
We
coming
want
in.
to bring guests. That's the other thing. It's like if there's something that you feel like you could offer in that space, or even like if you're a musician and you'd like to come and sing a song, that would be freaking awesome. Let's really truly co-create this together, you guys.
Yes, we can have a little music library in the community. You can listen to again. It'd be so cool. All right, y'all. Yes, have a wonderful week. We love you. We'll be with you every step of the way.
Thank you, guys.